From an early age, we all form some impression of them. As cuddly bears or terrifying beasts. But of course, the truth lies somewhere in between. Grizzly bears once roamed across the western half of the continent, from above the Arctic Circle to central Mexico. Today they are found in just a few small pockets of wilderness. Alaska is one of the last places left in North America wild enough for grizzlies to thrive. All three species of North American bears are found here: black bears, brown bears, and polar bears. My name is Chris Morgan. I've dedicated half my life to the study and conservation of bears. Now, I've embarked upon a 5,000-kilometer journey into the heart of the bear's world. With me, my good friend and filmmaker Joe Pontecorvo.
This is our backpack. It looks like a good spot, doesn't it?
Together, our goal is to peel back the layers of myth and misunderstanding on this complex creature.
And the first thing this young male does when the big fella leaves, starts putting on the show for the ladies again.
To better understand their personalities. To witness firsthand how they live today and what the future might hold for the bears of the last frontier. We begin our journey along an isolated stretch of the Alaska Peninsula, an area nearly untouched by mankind.
Wow. It just looks and feels like bear country out there. Vast and wild. No way. Oh, wow, look at that. Wow.
Two bears. Play fighting.
It's early June, and bears are just beginning to gather in the lush meadows. Imagine the sense of joy they must feel after being cooped up in their dark den for the past 6 months.
I can't believe we're here. I love it. I love this place. It just feels so right to be here. And I'm so dying to see what the bears are up to. Especially this early in the season. I've never been here this early before, so it's completely new to me.
Think we got enough stuff?
Looks like we're going to be here for a year. Our hope is to follow these bears through an entire season, to better understand their world. As an ecologist studying bears, there's no better place to be than right here. It's got everything a bear might need. Rich sedge meadows in spring and salmon in late summer. For a brown bear, this is paradise. And because of that, there's an awful lot of bears here. This is the Manhattan of bear country. Letting brown bears approach you like this anywhere else would be unthinkable. In most places, bears keep a healthy distance from each other. But these bears have become very, very socially because there are so many of them in this habitat. And they seem to extend that tolerance to us. But it's super unusual. It's like nowhere else on Earth. Bears have lost nearly 50% of their body weight over the winter, and they are eager to get it back. What they are looking for, smelling for actually, are tiny razor clams. It's not much of a meal, but this time of year they'll take whatever they can get.
This is unbelievable. There's a female here with 2 tiny cubs. They probably weigh less than 10 pounds. I've never seen any this small before. These cubs were only born in January in the den, and they probably have only been out of the den for about 3 weeks since mid-May. Can you imagine the sensory overload that these cubs are going through right now?
I mean, they're playing with things and discovering the world around them. One of them's playing with a piece of grass there.
A year from now, they'll start to wander a little bit further from her. And right now, they're sticking to her like glue. They don't want to let her out of sight, and she certainly doesn't want to let them out of sight. There's a lot of big, feisty, testosterone-driven males right now, and one of these cubs would make a very easy, tasty snack for them. And I just really hope that she keeps them safe.
Mating season lasts just 2 months, but during that time, bears from all around gather in the lush meadow below. It's a dangerous time for a mom with young cubs, but experience has taught her well. The bluff provides both sanctuary and a view of her surroundings.
With this many big males around, she's just got to have her wits about her the whole time. So this swagger, we call it the cowboy walk. And he's really doing 2 things here, trying to impress the female, but it's also trying to make themselves feel as big as possible and look as big as possible to the other bears. They're competitors.
Now, he's a real cowboy. A big, brutish-looking guy. Everyone is keeping a close eye on Brutus. Look at him salivating. When these big males get worked up, they'll start salivating like this.
God, this is unbelievable. This big, brutish male, he's being super aggressive.
It's a pretty gutsy move to walk up on a mating pair like this. Brutus pushed the older male right off the young female. I don't think Grandpa is willing to risk his life over this one female.
But look at the face on Grandpa. He just looks so forlorn.
Now Brutus is stomping his scent into the ground, erasing all traces of Grandpa from the meadow, stomping him out of existence. The males here will try and mate with as many females as possible, while the females are looking for the biggest, the most dominant male around. That'll give her cubs the best chance of survival.
Oh, there's another guy coming in from behind her. He doesn't look big enough to take on the big guy.
Looks like he's going to give it a shot, though. Wow, this female is getting a lot of attention. 4 males around her right now. It's almost like she's insignificant, you know? The males are fighting among themselves, and the winner gets to take her home. They are 2 feet away from these massive giants when they're clashing in a big aggressive fight. And these females are assessing the males. And he's definitely the peak of his game right now. And all the other males can do is sit around watching. And then the female goes home with the winner. And that's why all of the males around here are at least twice as big as the females. And that's because the big guys win the fights and they get to breed. A quiet calm returns to the meadow, and life resumes, as if nothing had happened at all. But these cubs are very lucky. She knows how to rear them in a place where there are all these threats for them to be aware of. She's a good mum. I've decided to call her Nadi, which means wise. These cubs learn so much every day. What's good to eat, what bears to avoid, how to be safe. And by following Mum, they'll learn what it takes to survive in this busy city of bears. Our camp is situated well away from the main meadow, where most of the bear action is. But even so, the occasional bear wanders through camp. And you can never be too careful in bear country. But it's tough though, you know, because these bears see the whole world through their nose. So you've really got to start looking at the world through their perspective, through their nose, and they can smell this from 2 miles down the valley here. There's a certain tension in the air. You're always looking over your shoulder. Any one of these creatures could wipe you out in an instant. But they choose not to. They choose to allow you to be a part of their landscape and their habitat and their home for as long as you want to be there. Nice. Wow, what a beautiful thing. It almost looks like the National Park Service maintains these, doesn't it? But these are all bear trails. Generation after generation after generation of brown bears have created these trails as the most efficient route from A to B. It's a perfect system. And we've been following it. We're doing the same thing, except we're not eating the sedges. There's a lot of traffic in these meadows during mating season. And in a population this large, with this much competition, it's all about scent. And any male coming up to this could smell the 10 previous males that had come up to this and done the same thing. Checking out who's on the meadow here, who they're competing with tonight. They know who's on this meadow long before they even see them. And their noses are planted firmly in the sedge meadow all the time, and they're reading this landscape like a barcode. Scent is powerful advertising in the bear world, and works for both sexes.
you know, the females will kind of sit down, they'll plant themselves in the meadow and coyly look around, you know, to see which males might be eyeing them up. And then the male will approach and she'll move away, and he plants his nose right in the grass to smell whether she's going to be receptive. It's almost like her placing a singles ad. Single, hairy, brown female seeks massive, promiscuous male.
In a population this size, bears learn to watch their back.
Their eyes are looking left, right and centre, trying to figure out who's there, who they can breed with, and who they need to avoid. So the sedges are just a kind of a distraction.
Competition is not limited to males. Females will compete with other females for access to the best males. It's really unusual, and something I haven't seen before. Many of these bears have grown up together or are related in some way, spending season after season in these same meadows. Brothers that come together and play as adults, or two teenagers that have grown up as neighbors. These social complexities mean cubs here have a whole lot more to learn than almost anywhere else. Normally, brown bear cubs stay with their mom for about 3 years. But here, cubs might stay with mom for even longer. These guys have a good head start. Nadia is definitely a dominating presence on the meadow.
She's moving right towards him.
She's charging. She's charging at him. While Mum grazes, the cubs are on high alert, smelling the air for danger, alarmed by anything unfamiliar, which for them is quite a lot.
They've only been in this grand outside world for maybe 6 weeks now. These cubs are facing so many different choices and learning experiences every day, and it's nice to feel that we're an easy one. Not quite sure how close to come, are you?
It's important they stay cautious, like their mom. But they're cubs, and the temptation to play is too great. They are gladiators as tall as grass blades. The scent of a large male is carried on the wind. Mum can identify an individual from nearly 200 meters away, just by their scent. She's obviously very cautious of this male, probably knows him, and is keeping her distance.
It's really interesting because there's this tolerance thing going on at this time of year. The rest of the year, these females avoid the males like the plague. They don't want anything to do with them. They can be quite aggressive, so they just keep apart.
And these females know that the big males are more cautious than they are when there's people around. So she might use us as a barrier for his advances. He's getting hyper-focused on her right now. This is going to be close, I think, you know. This big male is all worked up, so it's difficult to know what he might do. We should be careful as well here, Joe. It's best for us to just stay put, stay low, and don't move. This is going to be close, Joe.
Okay, the male is coming up right behind you here, Joe.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're not touching her. It's okay. It's alright, bud. It's okay. It's okay.
He's pretty wound up.
She clearly needs the protein that these sedges are providing. But at the same time, she's got to keep the cubs safe from these big males that are coming over. Try and pick up the weather forecast. I just want to know what we're letting ourselves in for here, you know, because the weather really seems to be coming in. Seas 8 feet. It's been a really stormy couple of days. It's pouring with rain outside. You can perhaps hear it on the tent here. It's difficult just being holed up in the tent all this time. The seas are calm again, but something is upsetting the flock. This guy is headed straight for a puffin colony. Brown bears don't normally hunt puffins, but bears are opportunistic and experimental animals, especially when driven by hunger. Even the puffins are surprised. In this case, the bear is rewarded. With the good weather comes carefree days. Oh, the entire family's having a good time tonight. She's even growing more relaxed. Look at that. You can tell that they've put a considerable amount of weight on. And they're probably 3 times further away from the safety of the bluff than we've ever seen them before. Where does she go? Oh, she's in the middle of the meadow there. Oh yeah, she's moving away. This bear just came out of the trees here. See it in the alder to your right, Joe? Nadie has settled down quite a bit, but still keeps a healthy distance. And for good reason. Mating season is winding down. A quiet desperation hangs in the air as the bears anticipate the arrival of the first salmon. Lately, Nadie hardly gives me a glance. I realized it's incumbent on me to respect her boundaries. I have to constantly remind myself what they're capable of.
I wish I could join them with this little tussle. Wouldn't that be fun? Just jump in and roll around there with them.
It's impossible not to get caught up in how adorable all this play is. But all this play has a purpose. The sticks and driftwood they pretend are the salmon they've never tasted. All the affection they show Mum. The sparring. It all has a purpose. The environment these cubs grow up in is dangerous, highly competitive, and often unpredictable.
They're all cool. It's okay. No, we're okay. Hey, it's all right. It's okay. Adia is so comfortable with us that she's grazed very close to us now. In this situation, it's best just to remain as still as possible and just let her pass. It's all right, everybody. Just chill. It's all right. Don't you come any closer, though, you guys. You'll get us into trouble here. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. No, don't come any closer. Hey. It's all right. Yeah, I know. That was intense. She was closer than any bear has been to me before. And I just sat here in the meadow to start with. I was probably 80 yards away from her, and she grazed to within 5-6 feet away from me. And there's no way, not in a million years, would I have approached this situation. But it was her choice to come to me, and it's intense, though. I'm exhausted from just having her that close and staring at me in the eyes. It's a prehistoric feeling. It's really raw, that's for sure. She's 30 feet away right now, and she might as well be at the other end of a football field. She seems like a long way away.
Life for these little guys, like us all, is never going to be more carefree than this. In these still moments, it's easy to forget the season is racing by. 2 months have gone by since I first arrived. It's this in-between time that's toughest of all. The wolves, with a new litter, are desperate for a hunt. The fields are drying up and pushing the bears towards the water. But their feast has yet to arrive. Females gather at the river mouth with the anticipation of an early run. early there are more bears than fish. And it's still unclear whether there's anything worth eating in the shallow tide.
Oh, there's a flounder.
No salmon yet. The competition is becoming fierce. The early females are suddenly being boxed out of their spot. All this splashing around, it's hard to tell whether they're onto something or simply chasing ghosts. Oh wow, she's got it. She's got it. It's a salmon. The feast has begun. The salmon are coming home. It feels as if the river itself has been anticipating this moment. And for a short time, salmon will be the lifeblood of this place. But now, the clock has started on this narrow window for the bears.
This is a pretty mature female, and she really knows what she's doing, and she's got this really healthy, fat, cuddly looking cub. He's never more than 10 feet behind his mum.
She shares nearly every fish she catches with her young cub. He'll grow fast, and her determination will pay off in how quickly he learns how to live here. With all his needs met, he's relaxed to hone his skills.
Oh look, he's snorkeling. He's got his head right underwater so that he can see the fish. It's incredible, time after time she's catching female fish. And it's important that she catches a female fish because they're full of fat in the form of their eggs that the cub can really benefit from. And that's why he's so chunky looking.
This young male has been closely watching her, and now that she's resting, he's decided to test out her fishing spot.
Probably in his first year of life without mum. And he is suitably overwhelmed by the environment and the number of bears here.
The river is so densely packed right now that bears need to employ a number of strategies to catch salmon and keep a safe distance from each other. The bears that are forced into the deeper water have to snorkel to track their prey. The salmon hide in these deep pockets, out of reach. Even as some of the bears are struggling to catch anything, others are becoming much more selective and giving some lucky salmon a second chance. The salmon pack the dense channels, trying to reach the spawning ground, the completion of their journey. But first they have to get through this gauntlet of bears. Still, many will make it far, far upriver, where they will spawn and end their journey. Life is not so easy for the wolves. The salmon taunt them, but the chase is more an act of desperation than anything. The salmon are still too deep for the wolves to catch. Well, that's a familiar face. I almost didn't recognize her, but that's definitely Nadie and her two cubs. Hardly recognizable from the tiny little cubs that we saw a few weeks ago. They're not only larger and healthier and fatter than they were a few weeks ago when I last saw them, but they've grown up as well. You know, they've got this different attitude now. This is such an important time of year for her and her cubs. I'm so relieved to see that she's got both of them. Neither of them have been killed, and that's really common with young cubs. But not only that, they look in great shape as well. See, she's yawning like that. That's a sign of anxiety when they yawn like she's doing now. Look how well trained the cubs are. They're butterballs right now. And I think the other bears have noticed that she's a little feisty and potentially aggressive, so they don't mess with her at all. Using Mum as a barricade there, that's priceless. She's gone off to fish and she's left them behind, and they know not to disturb Mum when she's fishing. They've got a few weeks until they den, but the urgency is on now. Her senses are definitely tuned in. That's all she's thinking about right now is fish. Every movement in the water, every scent on the air, and she's focused on it. And her senses are tuned to any intruder, especially any male that might threaten her cubs. She has two precious things to look after here. And she'll fight to the death to protect those cubs. For the moment, it looks like she's got the river to herself. But this male won't give up trying to carve out a small fishing hole for himself. It only takes a moment to run down this salmon, But does he have time? This may be the last I see of them this year. I'm sure Nadia and her cubs will be here when I return next year. We normally think of bears as solitary animals, but in this dense population, in this city of bears, they've learned how to be social, how to get along with each other. You know, never before have I lived among these bears for such a long period of time, basically being their neighbor, and really watching their lives unfold on a daily basis. And I've seen another side of these bears, a tenderness and a complexity that's really been eye-opening. It's the first bear I've seen in a few hours. And those that I have seen are along the riverbank and kind of looking out hopefully into the water to see if there's any more fish. The salmon run's coming to an end here. The seasons are short in Alaska and we haven't much time before the bears den up for the winter. It's time to head north. Time to hit the road. I'm a little bit lost for words, to be honest. I just feel like I've had this intimate relationship with it. I feel very at home here. What makes this place really wild is knowing the tracks I leave today will be bear tracks or wolf tracks tomorrow. Wilderness isn't the wide open spaces, but the wild things that fill it. Ahead of me lies a completely different world. From here, I'll travel north to Anchorage, Alaska's largest city. Till next time, bears. Leaving behind this city of bears. For a place where bears and people must share the land.